Morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
The last session that we had was on Monday, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right?
Yes, you're right.
Okay, Monday. And on Monday we had two hour class, and today we have 1 hour. Okay, good. And originally we were supposed to meet in room F306, which I had no idea where that is. Have you seen your schedule, your original schedule? Do you know what room, classroom F306 was?
No.
Okay.
Now the university has another system for calling the classroom. So
Yeah.
maybe we know what room is, but the name is different. So that's a mystery. We will
Exactly.
discover it in the next chapter.
We will discover that, yes, probably in August, right? No one knows. No one knows. I'm recording the session, by the way, so I can upload the link to the elements later and see how it works. All right. So we have so far 30 participants in the session, and I would like to know from Daphne Yanez. Daphne, are you here? Daphne Yanez, show yourself. Come to the front. I know your spirit is here. Your spirit is here, so show yourself. Daphne is not here. No, she is. She's here. Okay.
Sorry, I'm busy.
That's all right. Daphne, hello.
Hello.
Hello. Daphne, could you refer to the last session? Could you discuss or comment what we were doing last class?
We
Yes. Yes, we, everyone, all.
we practiced the vowel.
Which vowel?
Trap
Because
vowel.
the trap vowel, all right?
And which vowel?
And the
I don't know what is pronounced.
It's pronounced the wedge.
E,
Yes.
wedge, and we practiced the E, and E.
I'm sorry, they sound the same to me. The E and the
E.
okay, all right, but they still sound the same to me. Why do you think they sound the same to me? Probably you're just stressing the length, only the length. So yes, the one of them is short and the other one is long, but that's not the only characteristic. What do you think makes them different as well? Besides the duration, also
the E with the colon.
Colon
is the
yes, the E with colon.
This vowel is long around.
Yes.
I don't remember. Yes.
Okay. That's very good, Daphne. That's very good. Let's ask another classmate of yours. Let's ask. I don't know. Just Angela Castro. Are you there? Thank you, Daphne.
Hi.
Hello. What else can you say to complement your classmate's answer, Angela? About last session, she said we practiced the trap and the wedge. We trapped E and I. What else? Did you have any homework for today? Yes? No? No homework? What do you think, Angela? Are you there? I'm not getting any response from Angela. So what we're going to do is we're going to move on to
Excuse me?
yes.
Oh, sorry, my microphone is not
That's all right.
working.
Angela, right?
See,
Okay, Angela. Anything else about last session?
yes,
Mm-hmm.
we have a homework in pairs,
Okay.
so with my classmate practice the the vowel chart and the vowel sounds that we saw in class and the difference between them. So the trap vowel um, is a lax vowel and different at the wedge vowel. Sorry,
Uh-huh.
no.
Okay.
Uh,
No?
both of them are lax vowels. And
Both
the
of them are
difference with
lax.
yes, and the difference between e and e is that e is tense vowel and e it's lax vowel.
Exactly, Angela. That's right. So on one part, I would like to know the technical description of each sound. Now we're talking about the vowel sounds, but later we're going to talk about consonant sounds. No, wait. Before consonant sounds, we're going to talk about diphthongs and triphthongs, right? So on one side, I want you to be able to describe these sounds technically. But second, I want you to be able to identify them and produce these sounds. Because you can say sorry, a and are both lag sounds. And you say e and I are one of them is tense, the other one is lax. But then if you're not producing them differently, if both of them sound the same, you're going to be able to describe them, but you're not going to be able to produce them. All right. So the description has to make sense to you. Whenever you say this sound is tense, or this sound is lax, or this sound is a high front, um, when you produce it, try to be conscious about what's going on in your oral cavity. Okay, that's the idea. Otherwise, you're going to learn the definition by heart. You're going to memorize a description, but the description is not going to make sense to you because you're not actually taking the words into practice. That's my point. Okay, that's my point. Um, let's focus on two more sounds today to speed up this process. I want us to focus on two new sounds, and I would like to focus on these two sounds, which is and and let me know if you're able to see a PowerPoint presentation with a vowel quadrilateral, please.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
good. Just a sec. Sorry. So I'm sorry. I'm back, and as I mentioned before, we're going to focus on these long sound and we're going to focus on the sound I think we haven't taken the time to see these two sounds, have we? Not right?
Nope.
Nope. All right.
No.
Nope.
No.
Good. So we have and and You know what? You know, guys, about these two sounds that scare me a bit. The thing is that, well, is not present in Spanish. So we need to learn how to create this sound. Is not present. It's not part of the Spanish inventory. So we need to, try to listen to it, imitate the sound, and understand the explanation of how we produce this phoneme. And looks very suspicious to me. It's quite tricky because it sounds similar to one that we have, a, e, I, o, u, a. But this one is not it's a. So you say car, father, bar, chart. So it's way back and low. So it's similar, but it's not exactly the same as the that we have in Spanish. So that's two things. The first thing that scares me a bit is that we need to learn this sound, learn. And this one that looks very, very similar, so it might be tricky at some point. And the other point is that spelling does not help with this one. Because, okay, I wrote something here. Yeah. For example, you get first, you get word, world, work, girl, fur, earth. So the spelling does not help because here you have a letter I, you have a letter O, again a letter I here, a letter U, and a combination of two letters, E and A. And all of these words contain the sound, the vowel sound You see here, first, word, world, work, girl, fur, earth. Okay, so that's the second or third difficulty. The first one, that the sound does not exist in the Spanish inventory. It's not part of the sounds that we produce in Spanish. The second one is that the spelling does not help. There's not one-to-one correspondence. Like in Spanish, we see a letter A and we say A. We say casa, we don't say casa, right? Or casei. We see a letter E and we say E. We read a letter U and we read U. So there's a one-to-one correspondence in English between the grapheme and the phoneme, between the letter and the sound. The grapheme and the phoneme, okay, letter and sound. In English, there is not a one-to-one correspondence, not always. Most of the time, there is not, okay? And the third factor that makes this vowel sound difficult is that it is similar, but is not exactly the same to the Spanish sound that we have. And that happens in many languages, right? In many languages, if you were Japanese and I were a Japanese, probably we were focusing on the differences and similarities of the sounds between Japanese sounds and English sounds, or in any other country. So you already know from describing the long E and the short I, the trap, a, as in cat, and the wedge, as in hut. You know how to describe vowel sounds. You know that we talk about position of the tongue, we talk about height, We talk about length, we talk about lip rounding, and tension or tenseness of the lips. So why don't we focus on this one first? What position of the tongue do you think this sound have, represented by the symbol, which arbitrarily was assigned to the sound ah? I don't know if you understand that part, that the symbols are assigned arbitrarily to a sound. I'll switch to Spanish. Este símbolo que está acá representa el sonido A, pero eso fue decidido arbitrariamente. Nada me dice acá, nada me dice que este símbolo representa el sonido A. Podría haber sido perfectamente el sonido I. The same thing with this one. Nothing in the world can tell me that this symbol represents the sound but it was assigned arbitrarily to represent a sound, okay? So, 5 minutes, take 5 minutes to describe these two vowel sounds in terms of position of the tongue, height, lip rounding, tension of the lips, and length, okay? Let me look at the other presentation. Let me copy this. Let me go back to the previous one. Paste. And let me make sure that you are okay. Now, if you're looking at the presentation, you can see that these are the criteria to describe the vowel quality. Are you with me? Hello,
Yes.
are you with me? Yes?
Okay.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
So these are excellent. These are the criteria to describe vowel quality. I mean, there are more. For example, how open and close your jaws are, your mouth is, okay? How open. But we're going to focus on only 5 here. We're going to focus on the length, the height, not hate, height, position of the tongue, lip rounding, and tenseness. So describe the two vowels using the criteria. Please take 5 minutes, and in the next 5 minutes, we're going to review your answer. Any questions before you start?
No.
No?
No.
Wonderful. All right, the end of the 5 minutes. I would like to have a volunteer to share the answers, at least with one of the phonemes, one of the vowel sounds. Do you have any volunteer? Can I see some hands up? No, I can't see any hands up, right? But maybe a volunteer. What about Claudia Avila? Claudia Avila, are you in the room?
Yes, I'm here.
Claudio, take the long ah sound and describe it, please.
According to for what I'm seeing in the PPT, since I was not in the previous class, it is a low, long sound with your mouth open, isn't it?
Yeah,
right?
absolutely, absolutely. You're right. You're right. It's a long sound.
Loud
It's
sound.
low, exactly, and it's produced with the jaws wide open. Wonderful, wonderful. We can take the colon here. The colon is telling you, hey, careful. This is a long sound. Okay. You can tell that it is a low sound because it's at the bottom here of the vowel quadrilateral. It's at the bottom. And also that's in terms of height. In terms of position of the tongue, is it closer to the teeth or closer to the back of the tongue when you produce it? Ah, ah, ah.
Back.
Back, exactly, exactly. So it's in this area, right? When you produce a sound, the tongue goes back. Ah, ah, ah. So we know it's low in terms of height. We know it's a back vowel sound in terms of position of the tongue. We know it's a long sound, right? Ah, ah, and that is shown by the colon here. This is a long sound. This is a long sound. This is also a long sound, and this is a long sound. All of them have a colon. What else can we say about ah besides low, back, long sound?
It's rounded.
It's unrounded or rounded. Sorry, you said rounded or unrounded?
Rounded.
Rounded. Okay. Um, ah. Well, the mouth is not shaped as in a circle. I mean, think about the vowels ooh, 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 and your lips are like shaped in a circle. When you say oh, with ah, actually you have to open wide your mouth. So you're not actually making a circle. You're not shaping your mouth as a circle, but it's being open wide. There's a big gap. Ah. Okay. So the four sounds that we're going to consider rounded sounds are the ones that are similar to oo or similar to o. So this one, and they are produced in this area, the rounded. Sounds, sorry about the writing. I'm still learning. I don't have a mouse. I am writing with a mouse pad, and it's so horrific. My writing. Rounded sounds are located in this area, the ones connected with or similar to oo or o. And the rest of the sounds are considered unrounded. Unrounded, okay? So we have low, we have back, we know that is long, we know that is unrounded. What am I missing? Are we missing anything?
Teacher?
Yes, ma'am?
The tenseness.
Tenseness. What do you think about the lips? Are they tensed or lax or neutral?
Lax.
They're lax?
Yes.
I think it's, yeah, no. It's tense.
Let me show you a PowerPoint that make. You said legs?
Hmm?
Okay, let me show you a PowerPoint that may clarify, slide that may clarify this. Usually, long sounds such as e, u, o, a, they imply a more they imply more muscular effort because you have to spread your lips or protrude your lips. Protrude means that you have to push them forward, like protruding lips right here. Like when you're saying ooh, it's like when you're like giving a kiss and you put your lips forward by protruding lips, protruding your lips, you are exerting more effort. You're producing more effort in the production of a sound. So when you're producing more effort, or you have to make more effort with your muscles, your mouth, etc., etc., usually there's more tension present in the production of long sounds. That's what I'm trying to say. So e, u, these are long sounds. They are tense. Also would be considered a tense vowel sound. If you look at this diagram, I'm sorry, this rectangle, you can see here that in the white area, you can see the tense vowels, and in the gray area, you can see the lax ones. So in the gray area over here, you can see short vowel sounds, and short vowel sounds in general are lax sounds, and long vowel sounds are considered to be tense. Okay, because since the sound is long, you need to exert more energy, more effort to produce them. So usually they are considered tense vowel sounds. So in the case of going back to, let me start over the sharing. Okay, in the case of ah, we are going to consider this a tense vowel sound. Okay. In the case of what can we say about the sound I guess we can ask Francisco Villagra, are you here? Are you present?
Yes, I am.
Okay, Francisco, can you go on and describe the sound, the vowel sound, please?
Okay, it's long,
I'm sorry, it's
long,
okay.
lot of sounds. His height is mid.
Yes.
Position of the tongue is central.
Mm-hmm.
And it's around, no, rounded.
It's actually unrounded.
Rounded, okay,
Mm-hmm.
unrounded.
Yes.
It's tense. No,
Bird, 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 bird. So as it's a lot. Yes, ma'am.
I have a question. You said that it's a tense power, but you didn't say that is spread, lax, or neutral.
Sorry, which one? The one that we're discussing now?
Yes, the
The previous one. Ah.
Yes. Or both.
Both. Okay. So if we go back to the ah sound, we were saying that it's low, back, long, tense, and what are we missing? Unrounded.
But you say tense, and
Yes.
I don't get it because in tenseness, it's spread, latch, neutral.
Ah, okay, got it, got it. So we're going to add to the criteria. Let me start over the. Okay. Let me make this. Are you looking at the slide now?
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Yes.
Good. So yeah. When we refer to tenseness or the tension of the lips, we can refer to the lips as being spread as when you say e, because they are spread. You can say that the lips are lax as when you say which is a sound called schwa, as when you say ago, and you focus on the first sound of the word ago. That is a lax sound, almost neutral, right? Because actually the sounds, the lips are not shaped in any way, but just very lax. It's neutral. Also, we can say that the lips are tense when you say e. But when you produce e, the lips are tense and spread. Tense and spread because there's tension, right? They are tight, almost tight, and spread because you are as if you were smiling. E. But when you produce, for example, a sound like ooh, the lips are also tense, but they are not spread because they are shaped in the shape of a circle. Okay, so when we talk about we can say that the lips are tense, but not spread as when we produce e. Okay, so my point is, yes, before we had spread, lax, and neutral, right? But there are other words that we can use to describe tenseness. These were just some of them. Okay. I don't know if I clarify the question, if I answered the question. For example, in lip rounded, we can say rounded, unrounded, but when we want to describe, for example, the production of the ooh, the lips are protruding lips, meaning that they are pushed forward, like when you're given a kiss. I'll switch to Spanish for this one. Se estiran hacia adelante los labios. So they are not only rounded, but they're also protruding. Okay, that's another word that we can use to describe the shape of the lips when we are producing the vowel sound. Okay, so yeah, I mean we can add more words here to describe the lip rounding and the tenseness. Okay. So going back to the sound, which is the one that we're describing. This one. Okay, so far you said that is central, that is a mid, right? Mid central.
Teacher, I have a question with that one.
Yes, sir.
Is it central or front? Because in the other picture that you showed us, it said that that vowel was front. So I don't get it.
Okay, those two concepts are correct and can be applied to this one because when we say central, which is what I'm going to write here, central. That concept refers to the position of the tongue in the mouth, if it's closer to the teeth or closer to the back, to the uvula, for example. So the position of the tongue, if it's front, the tongue is closer to the teeth. If it's central, well, the word is basically it's self-explanatory. It's at the center of the mouth. And when you produce, for example, ah or oo, the tongue goes to the back. So central, if it's connected to the position of the tongue, if it's forward or backward. The concept of mid, which is what I'm going to write here, refers to the height of the tongue. The height can be described as, for example, if the sound can be high, can be mid, or can be low. Even you can say.
Yes. I understand those things, but I meant to say that you showed us another diagram in the other PowerPoint, I think, and it said that this vowel sound was front, but in this diagram, in the actual one, it says central. So that's the thing that I'm not getting.
Okay, I understand. We need to consider that this vowel quadrilateral or vowel diagram or vowel chart, it's a representation of the oral cavity or the mouth. There are different dialects of English, different dialects meaning, for example, Australian, Canadian, American, British, right? British dialects, and even in each country, there are sub-dialects or different dialects. For example, if we say the dialect spoken in Britain, there are many. The dialect spoken in the United States, there are many different dialects. Okay, same in Canada, New Zealand, or you name it. And in each country, English is spoken by different speakers. They will pronounce vowels sometimes with the tongue a little bit higher. For example, in the Canadian dialect, they will speak in the Australian dialect with the sound a little bit lower. Okay, so this is not. I want to say this is not like a Bible. This is just a reference for you to understand that in general terms, E is higher than I, for example. E is high and low, and A, the trap, is low. But sometimes if we were to assess different speakers individually, we would understand that sometimes, for example, is mid-central, but sometimes it's a little bit forward, like in the front area. Okay, but in general, not to confuse you, we're going to consider the mid-central sound, the same as the same as which is a vowel sound called schwa that we're going to practice later. So in order not to confuse you, we're going to use this one as a reference, and is going to be considered a mid-central vowel sound. Understanding that this is not a Bible, so different speakers will provide a different position of the vowel sound. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind. This is good to have a reference, but it's not like every single speaker will produce in a mid-central position. The sound is going to be long, the sound is going to be unrounded, and it's going to be in this area of the mouth, in the mid-central area. Okay? So I hope you're not confused about different Because if we use a vowel quadrilateral, referring to sounds produced by a British speaker, that may be different. The diagram itself might be a bit different from a vowel quadrilateral representing sounds produced by an American speaker. Okay, so that's why if you see charts that are different, I mean, sometimes the symbol representing a sound, a vowel sound, is in a slightly different position. Don't feel scared about that. Just take a look at which dialect is that vowel quadrilateral trying to represent. Is it used to represent British sounds, American sounds, sounds spoken by a New Zealander or by an Australian? Okay, just take care about that. Pay attention to that. Okay?
Teacher?
Yes, ma'am? Yes, sir? Yes, ma'am? Sorry. Go on.
I don't care. Which of these diagrams then is the British one?
We're using
Because you said there. Yes, go on.
yeah, we're going to go over the difference in terms of position of the vowel sounds in a vowel quadrilateral in a future class. We're using this one as a reference because if I thought that if I showed you different vowel quadrilaterals, I mean one for each dialect, which was almost impossible, but one vowel quadrilateral per important dialects, as in general British, Australian, Canadian, New Zealand, and the one from the United States, was going to be a bit confusing. But we're going to be comparing later on British sounds and sounds spoken by speakers from the United States. Okay, that's going to happen in a future class. For now, I would like to focus on these vowel quadrilateral, which has a general perspective of where the sounds can be positioned in terms of the tongue in the oral cavity. Okay, so that's coming in a future class. That's part of the class, all right, but not for this one, because I want you to focus on the production of individual sounds, and then we're using this chart as reference, not to confuse everyone with other charts. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, that's coming, but not now. Not exactly now. Not to get everyone confused. Okay, so in this sense, I'm trying to show you minimal pairs that have these two sounds. I don't know if you can see these minimal pairs.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So air is long and tense or not?
Long and tense, exactly.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. So in this slide, we have this, the sounds ah and the long ah sound and the that we can find in first, for instance. So we have the following minimal pairs. Remember that minimal pairs are two words like fast and first, in which only one sound is different, right? So we can have a contrastive exercise, speaking exercise. So we have fast, first, bath, birth, far, fur, ha, her, hard, heard, hot, hurt, pause, purrs. Okay? Can you do it on your own, please? From the very beginning. Yep. So, fast first. Can you repeat after me, please? Fast first.
Fast.
Fast.
First.
Wonderful. Bath, birth.
Bird.
Next one. Excellent. Next one. Exactly. Next one. One. Next one. Again, please. Okay. Remember, when you're producing this first vowel sound, it's not just long. Remember, it's a low back, long vowel sound. Low back. Exactly. Hot, hot, hot. And then hurt, hurt. Exactly. Next one, please. Again, please. Okay. I can hear the sound long, but I cannot hear the vowel sound low and back. I'm hearing a long Spanish ah. Can you produce it again, please? 1, 2, 3. Exactly. Pause, purse. Next one, please. Exactly. Next one, please. Good. Next one, please. Next one, please. Good. Next one, please. Next one, please. Good. Next one, please. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to show you two columns. All right, two columns with minimal pairs. Can you see it? Can you see them?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
So remember, we went from left to right. So follow the cursor because okay, let's do this as an example. Ready?
Yes.
Bar. Now. Burn bar. Exactly. Okay. Follow the direction. Left to right or right to left. Ready? And. Again, please.
Herpes. Harpies.
Harpies.
La.
Fleur.
Shirt.
Shark.
Shark.
Okay, wonderful,
Shark.
wonderful, wonderful. So we're going to start them. I'm going to read. Let's see, what time is it? Yes, we're going to have a short quiz, a very short quiz, right from numbers from 1 through 10. Please, 1 through 10. 1 through 10. Okay, you ready? Okay, do you have numbers 1 through 10?
Where?
Do we have what?
Okay, we're going to have a listening exercise. I'm going to read words for you. And what I want you to do is I want you to write 1 through 10. I'm trying to project something to you, to share something with you. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
So we're going to have a listening quiz, a very short one. And what I want you to do is I want you to focus on the sounds I, E, A, A. Okay? So you can write the symbols or you can write the numbers. Remember, number 1 will represent I, number 2 will represent E, 3 A, 4 5 A, 6 A. Okay? You got that? Did you write that? Because I'm not going to show you this. You're going to have to listen only. So I want you to have this in your notebook. Ready?
No.
No.
Ten seconds.
Okay.
All right, now I'm going to stop sharing this and I'm going to read out the words for you. And then you write down the phonemic symbol representing the sound, okay? You're going to write this. Or you can write the number, whatever it's easier for you, easiest for you. Here we go. Okay, so okay, number 1, bar, bar, bar. Number 2, blood, blood, blood. Number 3, stir, stir, stir. Number 4, scene, scene, scene. Number 5, cap, cap, cap. Number 6, lip, lip, lip. Number 7, bird, bird, bird. Number 8, stuck, stuck, stuck. Number 9, fan, fan, fan. Number 10, deed, deed, deed. All right. Do you want me to repeat anything? No?
The second one, which one was?
The second one was blood. Blood.
Thank you.
No problem.
And
The
number
first
7.
one, please.
The first one, bar, bar. And number 7, you said?
Yes.
Bird, bird.
Number 3, please,
Okay,
Mister.
thanks.
Number 3, stir, stir.
Number 8, please.
Number 8, stuck, stuck. Okay, these were the words that I read to you. So I don't know if you can see the presentation.
Yes, we can.
All right, wonderful. So the first word is bar, number number, what do you think? Bar. Number?
3.
3.
Number 3, the long A, right? Next one, blood.
6.
Number 6, the wedge,
6.
exactly. Stir.
Number 3.
Number 4.
Number
4.
4.
4.
Or
Stir, stir,
4.
stir.
4. 4.
4.
Ah.
Oh, 1.
Number 1.
Oh.
Number 4, scene, scene.
2.
2.
2.
Number 2, number 5, cap, cap.
6.
5.
6.
5.
5.
Key.
3.
Ha.
Oh.
3. Or not?
No, 5. 5.
Ah.
Number 5. Number 6, lip.
1.
1.
1.
1.
Correct. Number 7, bird.
4.
4.
4.
Perfect. Perfect. Number 8, stuck.
3. 6.
6.
6.
The wedge. Fan.
5.
5.
5.
Correct. And finally, deed.
2.
2.
2.
Good. Very good. Clap, clap for you. Wonderful. Good job. Give a pat yourself in the back. Okay. We're going to finish today's session. We're going to discuss this. There's a high probability that we may have a quiz next week, okay?
Okay.
Just like this one, a listening quiz. And I encourage you to take a look at the pronunciation exercises PDF file. Take a look at the dialogues that may focus on the sounds ah and Yes, sir?
Will it be about the vowels? All the vowels or just the ones that we have seen?
Vowels A, E, I, A.
6. 6, okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Questions? No problem.
That we practice? No?
Exactly, the 6 that we practiced today.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Oh, not sure.
Okay, no further questions. We're going to finish the session. Remember, if you have any questions, let me know through an email or type the questions here in the team. Okay, have a great day. I'll see you next session, which is on
Monday.
Monday. All right, so have a good weekend.
You too.
Thank you. See ya.
Teacher,
Bye-bye.
Yes, ma'am.
last question.
I'm listening.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm listening.
Yeah, one last question. When are you going to upload this class to YouTube? Today in the afternoon? Today?
I think in the afternoon, I'm going to afternoon. I would say evening.
Now?
I'm going to upload this session and 2 other sessions.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
All right. Then I'll see you next week. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Sir.
Have a nice day.
Bye.
Have a nice day.
You too. Thank you.